Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our English Listening Practice podcast. I'm Lily, and we're so happy you've joined us today. Whether you're studying English for school, work, travel, or simply because you enjoy learning, thank you for being here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mark. Today we're going to talk about a problem that almost every English learner has experienced. Many people say, I can understand English, but I can't speak it. If that sounds like you, don't worry. You're definitely not alone.
That's right. Maybe you can watch YouTube videos, understand movies with subtitles, or read English articles. But when someone asks you a simple question in English, your mind suddenly goes blank.
If that has ever happened to you, don't feel embarrassed. It's completely normal. And today we're going to explain why it happens and, more importantly, how you can overcome it.
Mark, why do you think so many learners understand English but struggle to speak it?
I think the biggest reason is that they spend much more time listening and reading than speaking. They fill their minds with English, but they rarely give themselves the chance to actually use it.
That's so true. Learning a language is like learning to ride a bicycle. You can read about it all day, but until you actually get on the bike and practice, you won't become confident.
Exactly. Speaking is a skill, and like every skill, it becomes better with regular practice, not with perfection.
Another common reason is fear. Many people are afraid of making grammar or pronunciation mistakes.
I completely agree. They try to create the perfect sentence before they speak. But while they're thinking, the conversation has already moved on.
The truth is that mistakes are a natural part of learning. Every fluent English speaker made thousands of mistakes before becoming confident.
That's right. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Speak with the English you have today, and your English tomorrow will be even better.
Mark, I think many English learners don't realize how much English they already know. They understand hundreds of words, but when it's time to speak, they suddenly think they've forgotten everything.
That's very true. The problem isn't a lack of knowledge. The problem is a lack of confidence. When people become nervous, their minds become slow, and even simple words are difficult to remember.
I always tell my students not to underestimate themselves. If you can understand this podcast, you already have a strong foundation. Now you just need to practice using the language.
Exactly. Confidence doesn't appear overnight. It grows every time you open your mouth and speak, even if you make a few mistakes.
Another habit that makes speaking difficult is translating every sentence from your native language into English before you speak.
I used to do that too. I'd think in my own language first, then try to translate everything. By the time I was ready, the conversation had already moved on.
That's why it's important to train your brain to think directly in English. Start with simple thoughts like, I'm hungry, it's raining, or I need some coffee.
The more you think in English, the faster your speaking becomes. It feels strange at first, but with daily practice, it becomes natural.
Some learners study English every day, but they never speak out loud. They only read silently or listen to videos.
That's a very common mistake. Your brain needs to hear your own voice speaking English. Even talking to yourself for 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a big difference.
Sometimes I read short stories aloud or describe what I'm doing around the house. It's simple, but it's excellent speaking practice.
Exactly. Don't wait until you find a speaking partner. Start practicing today with yourself.
Have you noticed that many learners panic when they don't know what to say for a few seconds?
Yes, and that's completely normal. Even native speakers pause to think sometimes. A short silence doesn't mean you're bad at English.
Instead of feeling nervous, take a deep breath and continue. Speaking slowly is much better than speaking too fast and becoming confused.
Remember, communication is more important than speed. People care about understanding you, not about how quickly you answer.
Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build through practice.
Exactly. Every conversation, every new word, and every mistake helps you become a better English speaker.
Don't compare yourself to fluent speakers. Compare yourself to the person you were last month. If you've improved even a little, you're moving in the right direction.
Learning English is a journey, not a race. Keep going, stay patient, and celebrate every small success along the way.
Mark, I think many learners have another problem. They think too much before they speak. They try to build the perfect sentence in their heads, and by the time they're ready, the conversation is already over.
You're absolutely right. I always tell people that communication is more important than perfection. If someone understands your message, then you've already succeeded.
Exactly. Nobody expects you to speak perfect English all the time. Even native speakers sometimes forget words or make small mistakes.
The important thing is to keep the conversation moving. Don't stop every few seconds just because you're looking for the perfect word.
Have you ever noticed how children learn a language?
Yes, they don't worry about grammar rules. They just listen, copy, make mistakes, and keep talking until they improve.
That's something adults can learn from children. We often become too afraid of making mistakes, and that fear stops us from speaking.
Exactly. Every mistake is a lesson. If you never make mistakes, you're probably not practicing enough.
Some people only practice English once a week and then wonder why they aren't improving.
Learning a language is like exercising. If you only go to the gym once a month, you won't see much progress.
Even 10 or 15 minutes of speaking every day can make a huge difference over time.
Small daily practice is much more powerful than studying for 5 hours only once a week.
Another mistake is trying to use very difficult words.
I agree. Sometimes learners think complicated vocabulary makes them sound smarter.
But simple English is often the best English. Clear communication is much more important than using difficult expressions.
Exactly. Start with simple sentences. As your confidence grows, your vocabulary will naturally grow too.
Mark, if you could give every English learner one piece of advice, what would it be?
I'd say, believe in yourself. You've already learned so much more than you realize. Don't let fear convince you that you can't speak English.
I love that. Sometimes the biggest obstacle isn't grammar or vocabulary. It's the little voice inside your head saying, I'm not good enough.
And the best way to silence that voice is by speaking, practicing, and proving to yourself that you can do it.
Before we finish today's episode, remember this. Every fluent English speaker started exactly where you are today. They weren't born speaking perfect English. They improved one conversation at a time.
So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Start speaking today, even if your sentences are short and simple.
We believe in you, and we're proud that you're taking time to improve your English. Every podcast you listen to and every sentence you speak brings you one step closer to your goal.
Now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments, what's the biggest challenge you face when speaking English? We'd love to hear your answer and help you improve.
If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new English listening practice podcast.
Keep learning, keep speaking, stay confident, and remember, the only way to become a fluent English speaker is to keep using English every single day.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself and never stop learning.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.